I want to show you the two tools I use every day for almost everything. Not in isolation, but together. Claude Code and Obsidian, pointed at the same folder. Claude Code is the AI I work with. Obsidian is where I read and organize what we produce. They are not competitors, they are not alternatives to anything. They are a pair, and once you set them up, you stop thinking of them as two tools and start thinking of them as one workspace with two panes. Two windows on my computer, one to converse and produce, one to read and explore. Same folder underneath. Let me show you exactly how it works and why it works. Let me describe Claude Code precisely, because the name does not quite capture what it is. Claude Code is Anthropic's command line interface for Claude. You install it on your computer, you open terminal inside the folder, you type Claude, and you have a conversational AI session running in that folder. The conversation itself works the way you would expect. You type a question, the AI answers in the terminal. You ask a follow-up, it answers again. Same back and forth rhythm as any chat interface. If all you want is a quick answer, Claude Code will give you a quick answer right there in the terminal. No file written, nothing changed in your folder, just an answer. What is different is what Claude Code can also do on top of conversation. It can read every file in the folder you opened it in. So when you ask a question, the AI has real context. It can see your notes, your code, your drafts, your research. When you ask it to produce an artifact, for example, draft an article, build a research brief, write a piece of code, edit an existing document, it can write to a file in the folder. When you ask it to run a shell command, it can run the command. And when you connect external tools through what is called MCP, the Model Context Protocol, it can use those too. Calendar, search, web fetch, third-party services, anything you granted access to. Sessions also persist. Claude Code saves every conversation locally on your machine, organized by project folder, and you can resume a previous session by typing Claude continue or Claude resume inside that same folder. The model itself is stateless between runs. What resume actually does is reload the prior conversation back into the AI's working memory, so it can pick up where you left off. That is the architecture. A conversation AI running in your terminal, anchored to a folder, able to read and write files in that folder, run commands and use connected tools with sessions that persist across time. The conversation stays a conversation. The folder is what makes it powerful. One thing nobody explains clearly: Claude Code can run in several different host environments, and the choice matters less than the architecture. You can run it inside Anthropic's official Claude desktop app, which has a terminal pane built in. You can run it in your computer's native terminal, or you can run it inside the integrated terminal pane of one of code editors like Cursor, Anti-Gravity, VS Code, JetBrains, Z, name them. Same Claude Code, different windows you happen to open it through. I run mine inside Cursor, specifically in the terminal pane at the bottom of the Cursor window. The reason I prefer Cursor as the host is the file tree on the left side. I can see every folder and file in my workspace at a glance. When Claude Code creates file, it appears in that tree immediately. If I want to pick at any file, I click it and it appears in the editor pane. The terminal pane stays at the bottom of the conversation. One window, three panes: file tree, editor, and terminal. Everything is visible. If you prefer the Claude desktop app, that works too. If you prefer iTerms side by side with a separate file manager, that also works. The architecture is the same. Pick the host environment that fits how you already work. So why add Obsidian if Cursor already shows me my files? Let's take a look. Cursor's editor pane is a code editor. It opens Markdown files in source view by default. Hash symbols for headings, asterisks for bold, pipe characters for tables, all visible as raw text. You can hit Command-Shift-V for side-by-side preview. That preview is functional, but not pleasant. It is built for code-adjacent documentation, not for the kind of long-form reading you do when you are reviewing a research brief, scanning a structured document, or navigating a knowledge base of hundreds of nodes. Obsidian is a knowledge environment built around Markdown from the ground up. It treats any folder on your computer as a vault. It reads every Markdown file in that folder and renders them with proper typography, real headings, real tables, real lists, clickable internal links. It does not store anything in the cloud unless you explicitly enable sync. The files live on your disk. Obsidian is a very good window into them, and it is free for personal use. So my workflow is 2 windows: Cursor for talking to Claude Code and navigating the file tree while I work, Obsidian for reading and exploring everything Claude Code produces, plus everything I add by hand. 2 tools, 1 folder, same files. This is the architecture. Claude Code writes the files, Obsidian displays them. They point at the same folder. When Claude Code creates a new file, Obsidian sees it instantly. When Claude Code edits a file, Obsidian updates in real time. And when you edit a file in Obsidian, Claude Code sees those edits too. You never copy, paste, or import anything. The folder is the bridge. Here is how to build this. You need 3 things: Claude Code installed, Obsidian installed, and 1 folder that both tools point at. Step 1. Open Claude Code in whichever environment you prefer. The Claude desktop app, your native terminal, or the terminal pane inside Cursor, or another IDE. I use Cursor. Open the folder where you want your knowledge base to live. Mine for this video is called Winnie the Pooh. Yours can be called anything. Type Claude in the terminal pane. This session is now anchored to that folder. Step 2. Open Obsidian. Click Open Folder as Vault and select the exact same folder. Obsidian indexes every markdown file inside it. You will see a file tree on the left, just like Cursor's File Explorer. Click any file and it renders in the main pane, properly formatted. If we compare it with what we see in Cursor, it looks very different in the editor pane, much better in Obsidian. Step 3. Decide how you want to switch between them. You can run them side by side on a wide monitor, something like that, or full screen and toggle Command tab on Mac or Alt tab on Windows. I prefer this one. Each app gets the whole screen for what it does best. Cursor full width when I'm working with Claude Code, Obsidian full width when I'm reading. Pick whichever fits your monitor and your eyes. 3 steps, 1 folder, 2 tools pointing at it. You now have a conversational AI anchored to your workspace and a knowledge environment that renders everything in real time. Let me show you what this looks like in motion. I will ask Claude Code 2 things: 1 ordinary question that any chat interface would handle, and 1 task that produces an artifact. Watch both panes. First, the ordinary question. How many characters, people and animals, are there in Winnie the Pooh? Claude Code answers in the terminal. Clean paragraph appears below my prompt. I read it. I can ask a follow-up if I want, or just move on. Just a conversation, no file written, nothing changed in the folder. Same as any other chat interface, except this one runs locally and could see my files if I asked. Now the task. I type the second prompt. Research all the events in the Winnie the Pooh universe and enrich the wiki with the major ones. Claude Code does the research and then writes everything to files. Let's watch the right side of the screen under the events. Let's see what it would produce. So Claude is doing the research and produces artifacts, the files that I asked it to produce about all those events I asked it to research. They appear in the left side pane, and at the same time they also appear in Obsidian. If we go to the events subfolder, we can see all the new files that appeared here, and they appear in Obsidian live. So all the files appeared in Obsidian instantly. No import, no sync. The files landed in the folder and Obsidian rendered them. I click it, and instead of a raw markdown, I see a clean document. A title, a structured sections, a comparison tables if needed, properly formatted citations. It looks like a document that a human researcher would hand to me. And here's the quiet superpower. If I ask Claude Code to update the document, add a new section, refine a paragraph, attach a citation, Obsidian updates in real time. No refresh, no save button, the pane is live. That is the workflow. Many of what I do with Claude Code is conversation, just like any other AI tool. The difference is that when the conversation produces something worth keeping, the artifact lands in my workspace, and Obsidian renders it. Over months, the folder accumulates into a navigable knowledge base. And because Claude Code can read every file in the same folder, every new conversation starts with the full context of everything I have built so far. Here is where this gets genuinely interesting. Everything I have shown you so far is worth the setup. But Obsidian has 3 features that turn this pair into something else entirely. First, universal search. Let's try to find everything related to Piglet. And here, Obsidian searches every file in the vault instantly. Full text, all metadata. We can click those links and get the files. If Claude Code wrote something 3 weeks ago in a different folder, you can find it in 2 seconds. Second, the graph view. Obsidian maps every internal link in your vault and shows you the shape of your knowledge as a network. Files that reference each other appear connected. Clusters emerge, orphans show as lonely dots. You start to see your thinking as a map, and you can click those dots as well and get a closer look to the file. Third, backlinks. If a file is mentioned anywhere else in the vault, Obsidian tells you. You open a node, say on a person, and here we have Winnie the Pooh, and at the bottom you see every other node where that person's name appears. This is how a second brain becomes a brain, not by storing information, but by connecting it. And the loop closes when Claude Code reads from the vault. Because Claude Code can read every one of those markdown files, the knowledge base you are building through Obsidian becomes the context Claude Code uses to answer your next question. Each file written makes the system smarter. Each link created makes retrieval sharper. You are not just using AI, you are training a custom knowledge environment for yourself. Let me be honest about who should do this and who should not. If you use AI for one-off questions, the weather, a quick explanation, a joke at a dinner, you do not need this. A browser tab is fine. If you use AI for work that compounds research projects, writing, coding, running a business, managing a family, studying a field over months, this setup will change how you work. Not the way productivity videos usually promise, with breathless hype. In a quieter way. 6 months in, you will realize you have a personal knowledge base with thousands of well-structured notes that you did not have to write. An AI that knows its way around your own thinking. A set of connections between ideas that you could never have built by hand. If this was useful, subscribe. More real workflows coming. For a written companion to set this up step by step, I keep free practitioner guides at buildnothired.com. The Claude Code setup guide there walks through the install in detail. If you want to go deeper, I run a community of practitioners building these workflows day to day, called Build Not Hired on School. Both links in the description. Pick a folder tonight, install both apps and start. The first time you watch a file appear in Obsidian, the moment Claude Code writes it, the workflow makes sense in a way no video can show you. And I will see you in the next one.